Senior shooters often have particular requirements when it comes to handguns. A loss of dexterity and strength means that running the slide or loading the magazine of a semi-auto pistol is challenging or even impossible. Accordingly, revolvers are the order of the day for most shooters entering their golden years. Something else that often accompanies aging is a reduction in financial fitness, meaning that the prospect of buying a fancy, top-of-the-line wheel gun is out of reach for many. But it's not something to worry about. You still have lots of great options out there for plinking and self-defense. If you are an older revolver fan on a strict budget, or if you're shopping for such a family member or friend, I'll tell you all about 10 great revolvers under $200 that you can get right now. Let's dive in. Number 10. North American Arms NAA 22S Mini Revolver. A divisive offering on this list and one that isn't the right choice for everyone, but a viable one nonetheless. North American Arms is known for cranking out truly diminutive but still high-quality single-action revolvers. Their mini revolver line encompasses dozens and dozens of different variants in 3 rimfire chamberings. One of the cheapest among them, one you can occasionally find for under $200 brand new, is the NAA 22S. The 22 short member of the family, measuring not even 3 3/4 inches long and under 2.5 inches high, unloaded this petite pistol weighs just 4 ounces, and it sports a barrel that is barely longer than 1 inch. The 22 short gives up significant performance compared to the ubiquitous 22 long rifle, but even in a gun this light, recoil is non-existent. It is, however, a bit tricky to load since you've got to pull out the main pin to remove the cylinder before manually punching out empty cases and popping in new cartridges. For senior shooters that still have some spring in their step, this might be the perfect pocket companion. Number 9. Rossi M68. Rossi is a Brazilian manufacturer that has historically turned out surprisingly high-quality guns for not much money, including revolvers. One of their very best and still one of the most respected among wheel gun aficionados is the M68. This is a classic double-action 5-shot 38 special with basic sights, just a front ramp, and a square notch cut into the top strap. Countless tens of thousands have been manufactured and imported into the United States since the 1960s, and most of them are still out there just waiting to be snagged at pawn shops and gun shops. Twin wood grips are the rule, as is a rudimentary but still attractive blue finish that tends to turn plum with time. Triggers aren't bad, and the steel frame soaks up a good bit of recoil, especially with lighter loads. This is a great choice for a general-purpose or self-defense gun. Number 8. Chiappa 1873-22. Chiappa is a respected Italian manufacturer that does a little bit of everything, from high-quality reproductions of vintage guns to cutting-edge modern reimaginings of tried-and-true favorites. One of their best affordable offerings is the single-action 1873-22, a single-shot 22 LR that is the spitting image of the Colt single-action Armory in operation and proportion. This is an old-school gun through and through, one that necessitates a considerable amount of practice for long familiarity to handle effectively and safely. Despite the beefy appearance and the 4 3/4 inch barrel, the gun is surprisingly light at just under 1 pound unloaded. That's because it's made predominantly of aluminum alloy, including the barrel. Only the barrel liner and individual chamber linings are steel. That might offend some purists, but it does prove a benefit for most senior shooters, especially during long practice sessions on the range. Otherwise well-made and attractive, you can snag Chiappa's 1873-22 for under $200 brand new everywhere. Number 7. Cimarron Plinkerton. A direct competitor to the previous gun on our list, and one that echoes the legendary Colt SAA, the Cimarron Plinkerton has a fun name, and it's truly a fun gun. Single-action 22 LRs are just a riot, and that's all there is to it. But like all guns of this type, practice makes perfect because loading and unloading a single-action revolver is fiddly and error-prone compared to any double-action. Compared to the 1873-22, the Plinkerton takes some liberties with the original design in the form of a slightly longer frame. In truth, this provides somewhat superior ergonomics and a more comfortable reach for the trigger. This is another option on our list that is perfect for recreational shooting and plinking. But if you or someone else was in a real bind, you could do a lot worse than one of these for self-defense. But make no mistakes, those 6 shots will be all that you have. You can time a reload with a calendar. Still, it's hard to argue with the price. This slick little 6 gun can usually be scored for $180 brand new and sometimes less. Number 6. Taurus 85. Among the most well-regarded makers of budget-conscious firearms, Taurus definitely delivers here. The Taurus Model 85 is one of their best-known and most loved products and is a quintessential double-action wheel gun. 5 rounds of .38 Special, exposed hammer, and that's all. And that's really all you need. No frills, no fuss, no muss. Compared to most of the other budget DA guns on our list, the Taurus has a superior trigger and action, making it highly coveted compared to its competitors. The problem is that most, even used, will only be found for more than $200. But here's the trick to snagging one at the right price. You need to troll the gun shops, pawn shops, gun shows, and everywhere looking for an example that has a seriously worn finish. Chances are you'll have landed on an old cop's backup piece, something that is carried often but shot very little. That finish wear will drive the price way down. Check out the action in lockup, and if it's got a clean bill of health, buy it and don't think twice. I've got 5 more awesome budget revolvers to tell you about on this list, each of them a great choice for a senior shooter. But before we move on, do me a big favor and hit like and subscribe if you're enjoying the video so far. Those 2 clicks really help out the channel, plus you'll get notified whenever we upload a new video. Thanks so much. Number 5. Ruger Wrangler, another single-action revolver on our list, and the newest one on the market that fits our criteria. The Ruger Wrangler can be thought of as a stripped-down and simplified version of their single 6, but one that is still remarkably high quality and available in more than a dozen variants. Whatever barrel length you prefer, whatever finish, the Wrangler delivers. Once again, we are looking at a 6-shot 22 LR and one that is made mostly from steel. The barrel is cold hammer forged for extraordinary longevity and accuracy, but the cylinder is Ruger's own proprietary aluminum alloy for weight reduction and cost savings. The iron sights are primitive, just a quarter moon front blade and a simple rear notch, but the trigger is crisp and the grip's comfy in the hand. This is a traditionally styled single action, but it's not entirely traditional in operation. A transfer bar safety allows the safe carry of all 6 chambered loads, and a loading gate interlock provides another layer of safety and also allows the cylinder to rotate freely in either direction for loading and unloading. Number 4. Harrington and Richardson Model 632. Now here's a vintage choice. The H&R Model 632 is only remarkable for how unremarkable it is. This double-action 32 S&W long was cheap all the way back in 1952 when it was first introduced, and it was still cheap when it was discontinued in 1958. H&R revived the gun against good counsel in 1973 and produced them until 1986 when they finally kicked the bucket. The trigger is rough, the ergonomics are lacking compared to any other quasi-modern DA revolver, and the archaic chambering is both expensive and hard to find. But it is light kicking, and that counts for something. And even today, the guns have next to no collector value. In like-new condition, you'll find these for about $125, and as long as they are functional, rough examples go for $80 or less for many sellers. It wouldn't be my first choice for anything, but the guns were reasonably well made and are still viable, assuming you can track down a little ammo for them. Guns this cheap have a certain value all their own. Number 3. Charter Arms Undercover. One of the best budget-priced revolvers on our list is from one of the most underappreciated American manufacturers. Charter Arms rarely gets mentioned in the same breath as giants like Smith & Wesson, Ruger, and Taurus, and I think that's a real shame. The company cranks out effective, workmanlike, and highly affordable guns for everybody. One of their best-selling products for ages now is the Undercover, sometimes referred to as the UC. This is a 5-shot 38 Special with a shrouded hammer and a short, 2-finger grip that makes it a wonderful concealed carry piece or genuine pocket gun. Like most guns of this type, it's all about the basics. The cylinder release is push forward in operation, and all you've got for sighting is a short, sharp front ramp and a notch in the top strap. The triggers are a little rough out of the box compared to Taurus and especially Smith & Wesson, but they smooth up considerably with use. The Undercover is still made today and brand new, too expensive to qualify for our list, but I see used examples for right around $200 fairly often, especially at estate sales. Number 2. Rock Island Armory Model 206. You might argue that all double-action revolvers are old school, but some really scream old school in capital letters. The Rock Island Armory M206 is one such handgun, and it's reminiscent of the sidearms carried by air crews and private eyes alike back in the day. A matte black parkerized finish contrasts pleasantly with the warm wood, rounded, almost bird's head style stocks. A straight hammer spur and a Colt-style pull-to-open cylinder release instantly set this gun apart from its competitors. Unlike the other compact DA revolvers we've looked at so far, the M206 is a 6-shot snubby, offering a significant increase in total firepower. It's definitely got a unique look that will appeal to some, and if you want a new and truly modern revolver for a very good price, it's one of the best and only options. Typically retails for around $230, but bide your time or haggle with your dealer and get one on sale for right at $200. Number 1. RG Industries RG31. One of the most controversial and cheapest guns on our list is an inseparable artifact of the Saturday Night Special era. The RG Industries RG31 is an alloy-framed double-action revolver available in just 2 chamberings, 32 S&W long and 38 special. Both come with a steel cylinder and a 2-inch barrel, but a barrel that features a fancy vent rib. The gun doesn't warrant it though. These mass-produced wheelie boys were designed for economy and ease of production and nothing else. Most examples have poor finishes that rust easily and one of the most Byzantine loading systems found on any revolver, much less a double action. The cylinder must be removed by unscrewing the main pin and then using it to poke out extended cases from the individual chambers before reassembling. As awful as that sounds, and it is, the guns are surprisingly decent otherwise for their meager cost. Despite gaining some interest from collectors these days, you can still snag one for $150 or less used. If all you care about is 5 for sure, or at least 5 probably, the RG31 can do the job. And there you have it, 10 different revolvers suitable for senior shooters, and all of them at the sweet, sweet price of $200 or less. Rimfire or centerfire, new or used, most shooters will find an option they like on this list. I want to know which way you would go among the wheel guns on this list if you were constrained to a $200 budget. Would you buy yourself a brand new single-action rimfire, or hold out for a used centerfire option? Let's chat about it down in the comments, and before you go, do make sure to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the great upcoming content right here on Guns You Can't Live Without. Thanks so much for watching, and be sure to tune in to the next one. Take care.